Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Imam Zia speaking to you from the Islamic Center of Irving, and today I'd like to talk to you about a very important topic, which is the issue of humbleness and humility. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us in the Quran, Inna Allah la yuhibbul mustakbirin. Allah does not like the people that have kibr. And the whole issue of kibr and arrogance was first initiated by none other than Iblis himself, the shaitan. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to bow and prostrate the sajda in front of Adam alayhi salam, he refused, and his argument was, his contention was that ana khayrun min, I am better than him, khalaqtani min narin wa khalaqtahu min teen. You created me from fire and you created him from soil. So his understanding was that fire is better than soil, and that's why I am better than this human that has been created. I should not have to prostrate in front of Adam. So this arrogance resulted in him being condemned until the day of judgment. So just imagine for a minute that his worship, it was for thousands and thousands of years. And because of his worship, he had got close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to such a degree that he actually used to sit with the angels. So when the angels were told to prostrate, he as a jinn was also told to prostrate, but he refused. So all of the thousands of years of worship became nullified in one moment of arrogance. Just imagine we, with our limited worship and limited amal that we do, how careful we should be when it comes to this issue of arrogance. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said about this arrogance, Man tawadha'a lillah rafa'ahu Allah. Whoever humbles himself for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates him. Common understanding is that you have to act big. You have to walk the walk and act like you have some kind of status and some kind of position so that people respect you. The Prophet ﷺ, he told us completely opposite. If you want respect, then be humble. Man tawadha'a lillah, and humbleness should be lillah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many people are humble and they have humbleness to show off to other people that look at me, I'm a very humble person. This is also not correct. So the Prophet ﷺ said, Man tawadha'a lillah, whoever has tawadha' for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will elevate him. So when a person does this, just imagine that a person, even the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in another hadith, the Prophet mentioned that a person who gives up his right, he gives up his argument, even though he knows he is in the right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises him a house in the middle of Jannah. For the person who knows he's in the right, but just for the sake of humbleness, just to stop the argument, just so that his Muslim brother is not hurt, just to humble himself, he says, it's okay, I'll let it go. This is part of humbleness, and this is what humbleness teaches us. So we need to make sure that we don't have any arrogance. The Prophet ﷺ said also that whoever has one iota of arrogance in his heart, he will not be able to enter paradise. This is one of the impurities of the heart, about which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls ghil. Ghil is the thing, the impurity of the heart, that cannot allow a person to enter into paradise. So we need to make sure that we always correct ourselves, we always look at ourselves, and we reflect upon ourselves as to what we were and what we will become. And I'll finish off with one very powerful saying of Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, how can the person be arrogant who was born from an impure drop of sperm, and his end will be a rotting corpse, and in the middle he walks around with filth in his stomach? This is the saying that we should contemplate upon when we have any kind of feeling of arrogance within us, that this is our reality, this is what we are. So we need to humble ourselves and keep ourselves on the ground, and respect others and look up to others, respect our Muslim brothers, and inshallah this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves very much. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us all the understanding and tawfiq to practice what has been said.